Whatever. Hey guys. All right. I don't know who's actually here. This is always hard for me to see in this live stream. But today is beautiful outside. Like the last 2 days, it's been, no pun intended, like heaven, because it's like, I just feel like
it's been weeks and weeks of gloom and doom.
Yes. But anyway, so my goal for today was to bring Michelle on and give us a little piece of peace. She has an awesome acronym, but I'm going to let her introduce herself first and just tell us who you are, tell us where you are, location-wise, and then business-wise, and mom-wise, and all this stuff.
So my name's Michelle Harbin. I am a small business owner. I have a health and product. We create health and wellness products, with our main product being elderberry syrup. And then we have a fun jelly that we use chia seeds instead of fruit pectin, and honey as a sweetener. We're getting bees. I'm starting a small apiary here. We have 8 hives. Our bees are about to move in about 2 weeks. So that's mainly what I do for work. And then I'm a mom of Lila Jane, who is 6. She's a kindergartner, and Cooper, who is 2. He'll be 3 in the next month. So it's exciting times. We're in the thick of it right now, of course, and so being quarantined is interesting. To them, it's just a vacation, I think. At this point, nothing seems too weird for them. They're like, they don't have to get up at a certain time. Lila loves that. She misses school, but that. And then about 5 years ago, I started my health and fitness journey after I had my first child, and I had a very complicated pregnancy, and it triggered autoimmune responses in my body, and I had gestational diabetes that did not correct itself. I was diagnosed with LADA diabetes, which stands for latent autoimmune diabetes in adults, and it's commonly referred to as type 1.5. So I had markers for type 1 and type 2, which one an overachiever. Both types of
go big or go home.
But that sparked my health and fitness journey, and I just started, clean eating, and I became a nutrition coach. I did the Beachbody realm for a little while, which of course is multi-level marketing. But that's what ultimately sparked my business, because I ended up making these retail products that fall in that realm. So my business was grown out of that. But ultimately, my health and fitness journey, I guess it's been over 4 years ago, also led to my sobriety. So I was a bartender for almost 2 decades, and I lived, in the thick of that restaurant and hospitality industry lifestyle, and just thought I was a social drinker because I was in that lifestyle. And then when I transitioned out of that career path, I realized it was more than social, and I was self-medicating more than I realized. And I think that's really, really common in a lot of ways. And I think we're like engulfed in a society of it's just an alcoholic culture. Like it's okay, and you get mommy juice and all these funny things about it. And at the end of the day, while it can be jokingly said for some people, there's some of us that, I just couldn't do it. So that kind of triggered my passion for like sharing my story and coaching and all of those things. But along the way, the biggest lesson that I learned, and of course I was already a mom to almost 2-year-old Lila when I started down the path of sobriety and all of that, was you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's what we all try to do. We all put everyone else's needs before our own. We make sure the chores are done. We make sure the grocery shopping's done. We make sure everyone else is fed. We make sure everyone else gets to bed on time. But we don't practice what we preach a lot of times. And so about a year ago, I came up with an acronym, and it's for
this
showing
is yours. I didn't realize this was yours.
Yes, I I came up with this, and it's basically because I'm always harping on showing yourself grace. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard too to practice what you preach. And after we go through these, I'll kind of tell y'all my struggle. But there was some things that I noticed that I was doing frequently, and that if I did these things, that's when I was like living my best life. I was my best self. I was the most focused. I was the less stressed. I was sleeping the best, and all of those things. So we'll just start at the beginning, okay? You want to? All right.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna pull up some things that were here on my laptop real quick.
I think I can screen. Are you able to screen share at the bottom? I might be able to change the view.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can pull some stuff up. Hold on. Let me see if I just pull it up on here.
I don't know. You're my first time of screen sharing, but there's an option at the bottom. So we'll.
Okay, hold on. We might as well try it. I did like a little 5-day series in a group I have. I call it Healthy in the Hollow. And
so we're going to talk about that too.
I outlined these 5 pillars in there, and I did some posts in there, and I was just going to pull those up.
Oh yeah. And throw them in my group too.
Yeah, and that's what I'll do. I'll go in there and I can link to these things. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Okay, here's StreamYard. So let me see here.
Do you see below our picture?
Screen. Yep, I see it. Hold on. Let's see. Screen sharing works best with a good computer. Okay, got it.
I'll try it.
Okay. Here we go. There's now. So I'm in a different, let's see if I need to like minimize that. Hold on.
Okay. I haven't played with that yet, so we can just talk if it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know, because now I've opened another Chrome link here. I'll just open it over here so I can see y'all and do it. That's okay. I'll link to these resources in the comments when you post the videos. I'll just do 5 comments, and I'll do GRACE, and that way everyone will have them. I need to turn them all into blog posts.
Yeah.
I need to do a
go in there too. Yeah.
I need to do a 5. Yeah, and put this video in there. That'd be good. Okay, so the first pillar, there's 5. Okay, so it's GRACE, grace. Show yourself some grace. The first one is gratitude. There have been a bunch of scientific studies, and I'm going to pull one up. Talking about the benefits of just being grateful, and people who are mindful about gratitude and living a life of thanksgiving are scientifically proven to be happier. Just more grateful for what they have. Research shows that gratitude can help you make friends, improve your physical health, improve your psychological health, enhance empathy and reduces aggression, helps improve your sleep, enhances your self-esteem, and it can increase your mental strength. Grateful people have an advantage in overcoming trauma and enhance resilience, helping them to bounce back from highly stressful situations.
Wow.
So like right now,
just do that.
In the midst of all the crazy, what I try to do is as soon, I know we're all really bad. Like you roll over in the morning and what do? You grab your phone. Like that's bad,
right. Hit the alarm.
It's like, I know.
Everything to do for it now. Let's roll.
So what I try to do before I start going down the rabbit hole of checking all of the million notifications you wake up to is I kind of try to lay there and breathe and just kind of start at the top of my head and just go down your body, like a body scan, and everything you're thankful for. You're thankful for a clear mind. Like you're thankful for your eyesight. You're thankful for a healthy heart. And you just kind of take it from a physical aspect to start your day there. And then if you can start, a really good way also is a gratitude journal. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do that, and that's really good. If you can, when you're journaling in the morning in your morning routine or whatever, just write down even just one thing you're grateful for that day, or one person, or tell one person you're thankful for them, and then it brightens their day. Yeah. So gratitude is the G, and it is like, I mean, honestly, it can bring you back and ground you more than anything else that I think you can do, because we are really all more blessed than we, especially in these times like right now where so many financial situations are uncertain. We don't know about jobs. We don't, y'all just survived a tornado. I mean, it's like everything has been so crazy. But if we can stop and we look around, like I saw a meme going around the other day, and it was like, how blessed are we to be able to be quarantined during a worldwide pandemic, but be in the comfort of our own home with heating and air and food and our family. And we're not doing too bad. Most of us are not doing too bad. So that's G, gratitude. The next one, and I have a link to it's actually it's an article from Forbes magazine, and there's a site I like. It's positivepsychology.com, and it has like a ton of gratitude exercises and things you can do to practice gratitude. So that's what I'll put on that.
And I know there's a bunch of really cool, like little booklets and journals on Amazon too. I've had friends.
Yeah, there's like the 52 weeks, like the 52 weeks of list, and you can get one that's centered on gratitude, and there's all kinds of
all sorts
tools that can guide you, because sometimes that's part of it too. It's like if it becomes a chore and you have to think extra about doing it, then it's like you don't do it. But if you do, and it says, tell me one thing you're thankful for in your career, or tell me one thing you're thankful for in your faith, or whatever it is, and they kind of guide you, then it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so the next one is the pillar I struggle with the most, and I always, always, always will. I'm a night owl, and I do not turn my brain off. I like to stay up at night. So the second one is rest. So I know it's so hard. It really is hard. So about, let's see if I have a copy of this book. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all. Okay, I'm going to show y'all. So this book right here, hold on, let me get in front of the camera. I can't remember to put it this way. There we go. Okay. So this is called The Sleep Revolution. It's by, I can't figure it out, Ariana Huffington, as in the Huffington Post.
Oh.
So she's the author of that. So about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, she was a keynote speaker at a Nashville Chamber of Commerce event I went to, and we got a copy of her book, and she did her thing. But apparently she's like worldwide, huge publications, world-renowned author, like awesome, amazing woman. And she collapsed from exhaustion, like in the middle of her office one day, and like hit her face, broke her nose, had to be rushed to the hospital, and was living in that life of like most of us are. It's like early bird gets the worm. The less sleep I get, the more work I get done. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to get up early, blah, 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 and all these things. And what she did, she went down and she did all this research. And this book starts with like going back before the Industrial Revolution, and talks about where our relationship as a society changed because all of a sudden we had electricity and factories could stay open. Factories could stay open all night. And it was like, okay, well, if I work around the clock, that means I have more food for my family, or my wife doesn't have to work, or, whatever it was. So she starts and she kind of outlines all of that. And then it also goes into the science and the chemistry of our brain and what it does when we're asleep. Your brain's not asleep. Your body is not asleep. And so what I realized, like going back to my relationship with alcohol, I hadn't been getting sober sleep in decades, because it was always just one glass of wine or a bottle of wine, or I couldn't sleep, so I took a Benadryl, or whatever
that chemical need to suppress the system.
Yes. And I was not getting any. I mean, I probably since I was in high school was not getting any. And this book opened my eyes to that. So rest the science behind sleep and how bad we need to change our relationship with sleep and how we view it. And it is, y'all, it is the one that I just struggle. I struggle with. I just can't turn my brain off at night. And then, everyone's in bed. And it's like, I want to read or I want to watch a show.
Yeah,
or I
and
want
it's your time, the last 2 hours of the
Mhm.
day. And then it's that
Mhm.
blue light. It's that's what I did last night. All right, the kids are in bed. I'm going to knock out this video. I'm going to put it on YouTube. Da, 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 da. And it's like 12 o'clock. I'm like,
I know. I know. Well, and the other thing, like right now, because the libraries are closed, which is, I'd rather have like an actual book, but we can only get ebooks or audio books now.
yeah.
So now I'm going to have to use the Kindle, and I don't really love doing that. I don't know, but that doesn't solve the blue light problem.
No.
But it's better than watching Netflix, I guess. Depending on what I'm
You're just working your brain differently, I guess.
Yeah, so that's just R. Okay, and then A is awareness. So, and I'll link to this book, and then I had another link about rest that I'll share. And then let's see. So awareness. So when I'm talking about awareness, I'm talking about mindfulness and self-awareness. Basically like emotional awareness, like how emotionally self-aware are you? Like, do you let yourself feel feelings, or when feelings start to seem like they're negative, do you suppress them? Do you self-medicate? Do you ignore it and overcompensate in another part of your life not to deal with it? Allowing yourself to feel is so important, and you have to feel everything. Brene Brown had a talk, and she said to pick and choose. Okay, so if you're numbing the bad stuff, you're also numbing the good stuff. So you have to allow yourself to feel all of it, and to know what the good really is, you have to feel the bad. Just like you can't have the rain without the rain.
Yeah.
And so awareness is the core of meditation. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. That's from Carl Jung. And it's just one of those things that the brain, you take control. Okay, so if you start your day with gratitude, and then you're resting, and then throughout the day, you take these little things to make sure that you're the one in control of your thoughts. The brain is powerful, and through meditation, we can quiet the mind and start to realize that a bad mood, a stressful day, grief, anxiety, etc., do not control us, and that if we stop, slow down, and breathe through it, we can get over those humps quicker. So by allowing yourself, one thing I can say about this, so when I was pregnant with Lila, I lost my dad very unexpectedly. Actually, this week it'll be the 7th anniversary of his death. He died on Easter Sunday. I know, it was awful, like my first child, but going back to sobriety, I was pregnant. I couldn't drink. I couldn't self-medicate. I couldn't
Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah, right?
Your
I
go-to.
handled my dad's death like way better than I would have had I not been pregnant. And so that was a life lesson to me that says, you know what? Because I took the time to actually like work through it, talk to a grief counselor, communicate with my siblings, and we celebrated life and all of that. It was a much less traumatic situation than it would have been had I have been self-medicating. So mindfulness is a great way to work through hard emotions, but it's also a way to amplify the good ones,
Yeah, that gratitude, because it helps you be aware of what you're feeling. Like this morning, I'm like, I'm happy. I think because the sun's out, my kids are happy. We have I have you to talk to. I had something in my schedule.
I know.
My gratitude
I
is
got up. I worked out for the first time in a month.
Oh,
today.
yay. We talked about that.
I did it. I've showered. I have on deodorant. I put on makeup. And I know, I was like, I get to hang out with Kelly, and I did this yesterday. I was on the radio for an hour. Of course, that's not broadcast, but I still felt like I needed to brush my teeth, even though I was
something to work for.
Yeah. So I broadcast. It's funny. We broadcast from the local station here in Portland. from my closet yesterday. Like I went in there because it was like insulated from the clothes, and we went 3-way call, and it went great. It was fun. Okay, so you have gratitude, rest, awareness. Now the C is clean eating. So okay, me and Kelly talked a little bit about this, and about the connection between your gut health and your mental health. And this is really something I only knew within the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, honestly, people, I mean, like people started taking probiotics, and they, and then the pink drink, Plexus was the big advocate for teaching people about the way your serotonin, that feel good hormone that gets to your brain, is actually produced in your gut, and then it is transmitted to your brain. So if you don't have good gut health, and you don't have the good stuff growing in your belly down here, then you don't get the good stuff in your head. And so that's why it's directly connected. And so that's another thing. So if you're not eating well and you're not sleeping well, then it's just this vicious cycle of your brain's chemistry not getting
chemicals. Yeah.
It's absolutely chemical. And once I learned the science behind that, it just made so much sense.
Yeah.
I know. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like new. I mean, I guess it's
you could go conspiracy theories all day long,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Why did I not know this when I was 21,
Would you have done it though? Like you were living in a different lifestyle. You know what I mean? You didn't have a reason to change at that point. A lot of us go through.
I worked out, and I was physically fit for vanity reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was for a different reason. But had I had more information, I think I would have done it more. I would have been like, oh, well, maybe I'd fight that hangover if I ate that.
Because your brain's like mine. Like, tell me why. Yeah. Tell me why and explain it to me and show me, and then I'll make a educated decision. But yeah.
And well, I mean, and I wasn't like a science-based student, didn't go a science-based path. When I was in college, I went the communication and marketing route. And
talk though, tell me why. Yeah.
I know, but like now I work in food manufacturing, and I'm creating health and wellness products, and I'm working deeply in science. So I'll link. Okay, so but here's a quick thing about clean eating. Think of food as fuel and as medicine. We want our bodies to be full at the cellular level of vitamins and minerals, not just full in the belly to the point of misery. When your gut is unhealthy, it affects our hormone level. 95% of serotonin, the hormone that influences our mood and GI activity, is produced in our gut. It needs to be protected and replenished. Low serotonin levels can lead to depression, which links our gut health to our mental health. And so you are literally what you eat.
And immunity. I think there's a lot now on the immune system. I can't think of what they call it. I keep thinking there's some immunogodo something where it's like you said, it's
you got to have the good stuff, and you have to, and the best way to get the good bacteria in your gut is probiotics. A good probiotic. I use Now brand probiotic. You can get it on Amazon. I buy it at the Amish store in Scottsville, Kentucky. You can get yogurt, kombucha, kimchi, anything fermented is really good.
And some, stuff online.
But clean eating, I mean, and here's the deal. You're not going to be perfect. Like shoot for 80-20 or 75-25 or, you know what I mean?
Life still, eat your chocolate. I eat accidents, but mindful. Go back to that mindfulness.
And everything in moderation. So clean eating is, I mean, not only does it help you regulate blood sugar, blood pressure, be heart healthy, have proper energy and all of those things, but if we're talking about self-care and mental health awareness and being fully present, then your diet plays a huge role in that. So there we go. We're let's see, we got gratitude, rest, awareness, clean eating, and then E is exercise. So we all know we need to exercise. When I quit drinking, I almost replaced one addiction with another. Like I went overboard working out. Like I was like P90X, like hardcore. Up at 5 a.m, I definitely sacrificed my sleep for exercise. But that is what I needed. My brain needed that. I mean, they say like if you've been drinking it sometimes takes 2 years for your body to start producing all the things that it was depleted of, or that it wasn't producing because it was depending on the alcohol to get those boosts. But regular exercise and physical activity may help you control your weight, reduce your risk of heart diseases, help you manage blood sugar and insulin levels, which keeps you from developing type 2 diabetes. Which, by the way, I no longer have those antibodies and markers of type 1 diabetes. So with diet, exercise, sobriety, and practicing all of these things, I reversed my autoimmune diagnosis. So I take the only prescription medicine I currently take is Synthroid because hypothyroid, Exercise can help keep your thinking, learning, and judgment skills sharp, strengthening your bones and muscles, reduce your risk of some cancers, reduce your risk of falling, improve your sleep, improve your sexual health, increase your chances of living longer. Studies show that physical activity can reduce your risk of dying early from the leading causes of death like heart disease and cancer. I mean, this is not new science. We all know.
Oh, yeah. That's why I have a job, right? People are hurting and they want to keep moving. Like, that's what.
Yeah. When it switched for me and clicked, though, was again when I understood the science, and it moved out of the vanity of wanting to look good in a bathing suit and into wanting to be healthy from the inside out. Because it was scary when I was in my mid-30s with my first pregnancy and knowing I wanted to have another child. And my child was born early and my pregnancy was super complicated. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to have another one if I don't get my health under control. And nobody had I had never really showed signs of high A1C or anything like that. No doctor. I had the hypothyroid, but no one had dug into it. So I see an endocrinologist quarterly to get my blood work done. If I see any changes, it's like, nip it in the bud. There you have it. You've got gratitude, rest, awareness, clean eating, and exercise. Grace. Show yourself some grace. So I will say I got off track over the course of the last month, and I slipped up 2 weeks ago. I had a drink for the first time in over 4 years, lied about it. Luckily, I have an amazing support system within my friends and my family. And I'm going to go live in my group and kind of share that. I've been waiting. I've been so emotional. I was like, I don't even think I can talk about it without really beating myself up. At first. But like when I sat and I called my doctor last week and I was talking to her and I just walked through the steps of everything that's been going on even prior to coronavirus. And I was like, oh, well, when I say it out loud, no wonder I'm stressed. And I think sometimes that's what we need. Is we need to have these conversations. I need to hear that you're having a hard time, just like you need to hear that I'm having a hard time. And then we can piggyback off of each other and say, it's going to be okay. I've already been there,
Well, like we talked about yesterday, just talking, I think just saying out loud that this is hard lets it out. Like it allows it to come out and be visible and heard and not stuffed. There's a book because right now, like being home with your kids, you don't want them to be scared. Yeah. And you're catering to them. So your emotions it doesn't matter. They need
suppressed. They're suppressed. Yeah.
They're suppressed. They need food. They need to do their homework. They need all these things. There was a book we did by Lisa Turkhurst in a Wednesday night ladies Bible class called Unglued. I was going to throw in there mindfulness stuff. She really breaks it down and on a biblical level and throws some verses at you, but helps you realize where you fall into that. Are you a stuffer or an exploder? And I think in a time right now, it's just more of the same, but I honestly still haven't finished it. That was like 2 years ago. But it's
Well, I
one of those
watched
that's in
it.
my
I
pocket
start.
that I need to
Yeah.
need to do.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Thank
I enjoyed
you.
this. This
I
was
don't
a
see
good day to
any.
get rolling.
Yes.
And a good TGIF. I guess that doesn't really mean anything right now, does it? Friday.
I was looking to see if we had any comments or anything. I don't know. Just having it be like done with the first week of school for me and the kids and Zoom and all that stuff, I feel accomplished.
I know. I haven't started, me and Lila, I did a kindergarten curriculum with her from home prior to her starting kindergarten, because she was on the cusp and I didn't know if I was going to start her or just let her skip. So I did the whole homeschool thing. Then I ended up just waiting and let her go straight to kindergarten. She's a little bit older than the other kids. But so we've done that, and I do still have like some stuff I can pull from here. And we're going to do, I'm going to do a lot of, like, she has that the little passports where she gets a subscription every month. We're behind. So we have like 3 or 4 countries to go to, and you go to a country, it sends you information. And then I have a cookbook from around the world that's kids focused. So then we can cook something from that country. I thought that'd be fun.
Yay. At least a little variety. And I'm like, I don't want to be inside cooking though. I'd rather, I need a grill.
I know. Yeah.
Cook over a campfire or something.
Yeah. We may go fishing tomorrow. Y'all probably get down to the lake.
Yeah, we just literally walk over there. My son's gone 3 times this week just because I was looking to see if does anybody have any questions for Michelle? Michelle, tell everybody where they can find you, because I know you've got Healthy in the Hollow, right? Yeah,
so if you search a Facebook group, Healthy in the Hollow, request to join that, I'll approve it. Then Harbin Hollow is my social media, at Harbin Hollow on Instagram, facebook.com/Harbin Hollow. Yeah, that's it. Easy peasy. HarbinHollow.com. Everything's just Harbin Hollow. Harbin Hollow is the nickname of the 9 acres that we live on here in Portland. And my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law lived here first. And then the man that was living in the house that we bought was widowed and didn't even realize he could sell the house. And it just so happens that it came available. So we were able, they have 6 acres. We bought 3. So we have 9. Oh. And then my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and niece, they actually just finished their house and moved in yesterday on the property. So we have actually 4 generations of Harbins, because Ronnie's granddad.
Awesome.
Ronnie's granddad has a grandparents' apartment on their new house over there. So there's 4 generations. We did the math. We have like 6 refrigerators and 4 washers and dryers.
Everybody's okay.
There's 6 dogs, chickens.
Oh yeah, and bees soon. You'll have to do some
bees soon. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will go in the group and post these resources in the comments. And then if anyone has any questions, feel free to message me or comment in the group. I'll be checking social media periodically today. I'm going to try to get some work done. My husband's going to do some deliveries and take the kids. So I'm like,
hurry. We'll be here a while.
All right. Well, have a good weekend. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.